Well, guys, I did it. I said I was going to do it. I'm a man of my word, so I did it. Last night, I sat down and I watched Parasite. And now I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about the best picture of the year. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. I am Robert Storms. If you're finding me for the very first time, please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, new to me, you don't really know what's going on, after the Oscars, I kind of made a video where a lot of people did not like. They called me out on it. They shared it on Twitter. It went viral. And I've been getting a lot of heat since then because apparently people felt like I criticized Parasite without watching the movie because I was really rooting for the Joker. And some people thought I really criticized Parasite without actually watching the film. I don't feel like I criticized it, but doesn't really matter because I did promise Andy Signore when I was on his channel and did my interview with him on Popcorn Plan. I promised him I would watch the movie and give an honest official review. I'm not going to go into skits. I'm not going to do any comedy. This is going to be me just sitting down and talking about Parasite and my experiences watching Parasite. So I got to sit down. I got to watch Parasite. The first thing I want to kind of say off the bat is I know I'm kind of walking into a shitstorm doing this review because if I say I didn't like the movie, then people are going to be like, oh, you're just fucking racist. You don't like the movie. You're a hater. If I did say I liked the movie, then people are automatically going to say, well, now you're just backpedaling. So I'm just letting everybody know that I'm fully aware that in the comment section is going to be a lose-lose situation, but I don't care. I want to do my review. I promised I was going to do my review, and this is going to be my review of the movie. Now, with that also said, it's going to be spoiler-free. I am not going to spoil anything because spoiling anything is going to ruin anybody else's who hasn't seen the movie, is going to ruin that for them. So I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm going to keep everything as vague as possible. So went in, watched Parasite. The first thing I have to say is the fact that it being subtitled only didn't really bother me as much as I thought it was going to bother me. I've watched foreign films, mostly like foreign old stuff like Drunken Master, you know, some of those films that Jackie Chan made back in the day. But I was mostly watching those films for the action, not much for the dialogue. So I was kind of worried going into Parasite, like how much am I going to be focused on the subtitles and not really, what's going on screen. But after 5 minutes, I completely forgot about it. And honestly, by the end of the movie, it could have been all in English and it wouldn't have mattered because I was so dialed into what was going on that I totally forgot they were speaking another language. So if anybody who hasn't seen Parasite is worried about the subtitles, don't, because you'll be so engaged into the story and what's going on that you're totally going to forget that they're even speaking a different language. With that said, I would still really much like to have a dubbed version of this movie, but I'm good with the subtitle version. And I just want to talk about this movie because since I got done watching the movie, it's been playing over and over again in my head, if that makes any sense. First of all, I think Parasite is a fantastic movie. I'm just going to say that right out the gate. I think this movie is a fantastic movie. The director, Bon Joon-ho, probably butchering his name completely, he deserved that Best Director award. He absolutely deserved that Best Director award. Would I rather have Todd Phillips win it? Absolutely. I think Todd Phillips did a fantastic job with the Joker, but when you break down Parasite and you break down how many fucking layers, like this movie is so multi-layered on so many different levels that when you get done watching the movie and you're just sitting in bed, you're trying to process everything that you're going through and that you've seen, and you're like, oh my God, this connects to this, and this means that, and like, well, that's that, but it also can mean this, and it's so multi-layered, and I wasn't expecting this film to be multi-layered. I knew going in that a lot of people are like, well, if you like the Joker, you're gonna like this because it really dives into, the upper class, how they look down on the lower class, and so I knew that going in, and it was there, but there's so many other layers to that. The title Parasite and what that actually means and how it really dives into what a parasite is and how all these characters in their own way are parasites and how parasites feed off of it's a real deep thing. I don't want to get too involved in it because I don't want to spoil anything for you, but you think this movie is doing one thing for the first half of this movie. And by the way, it's hilarious. This movie is very, very funny at the beginning. I was laughing my ass off through the first 45 to 50 minutes of this movie, just having a great time laughing. I'm really enjoying it. I'm thinking the movie's going in one direction, right? I'm like, well, obviously they're doing this. You know, he's going to do that. And eventually at the whole one point of the movie, the whole family's going to be there. Like, I had that in the back of my head. I knew what they were trying to do. But then midway through, there's a curveball that you weren't expecting, that changes the whole plot of the movie in a way. It changes everything that happens from that point on forward. It just creates this domino effect, and it leads up to this event that I would just, this birthday party event. I'm not going to go into details. This event at the birthday party where I was literally sitting up in bed just in awe, mouth dropped, like, what the hell is going on? And the ending of this movie, I think, is fantastic. There's a scene that about brought me to tears, where you see all these poor people and what happened to them, and where they're at right now because of the tragedy of this rainstorm. And it's really saddening, especially when you look at it and realize that this does happen very, very often, and no one really cares. And then it goes into the state of really how the rich treat the poor, and no matter how nice you are or whatnot, you are still just lower class. You smell to them. We all have the same stench. And the birthday party scene, I really wish I could do spoilers, but that's really what creates this domino effect. And it's just a brilliantly made film. And I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. So much, in fact, that I'm actually thinking about purchasing the Blu-ray now, because I really want to watch this movie again. As soon as I got done watching it, the first thing I did was I messaged Adam. And I'm like, dude, and this movie is really, really good. After seeing Parasite, I still want Joker to win Best Picture. Not saying that Joker is a better film than Parasite, or Parasite is a better film than Joker. I think it's very special that we have two films like Joker and Parasite that are very similar in themes, both being nominated for Best Picture. Joker speaks to me a little differently, only because of what mental illness does and gun violence, and how we need to take control of that, especially with our country, where seems like every other week we're getting like mass shootings somewhere. I think Joker really plays on that. I still wanted Joker to win Best Picture for many reasons. One, I think it's a multi-layered movie. I think it talks a lot about society and mental illness, and it's a comic book film. I do comic book videos on my channel, and I really wanted a comic book movie to win Best Picture. If Joker didn't win it, I don't think a comic book movie ever going to win Best Picture. But on the same side, if you're a Parasite fan, I can understand where you want Parasite to win Best Picture. First foreign film to ever win Best Picture. So it was really out of Parasite and Joker. First comic book film to ever win, or first foreign film to win. I still stand by the fact that I think if you're nominated for Best Foreign Film, you shouldn't be nominated for Best Picture. I think it's either or. I think it doesn't give a lot of opportunities to the other film. That's just my opinion. But I am not taking away anything from the script writing to the cinematography to the great directing of Parasite, because Parasite is a phenomenal movie. A phenomenal movie. I enjoyed it. I'm going to be watching this movie again, but that is my honest review of the movie itself, without going too far into spoilers, because I would love to have a deep dive spoiler discussion. Maybe whenever I get Adam back over here, we'll have a spoiler discussion on Parasite and really talk about, what he got from the movie, what I got from the movie. I thought the cast of this movie was phenomenal. I loved the sister who played Jessica. I loved her, absolutely loved her. So that's my thoughts on it, guys. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. And until next time, as always, I'm Robert Storms, and that's my opinion.